Social distancing in the UK will go on for years, government advisors say. Only at the beginning. The UK is only at the early stages of the coronavirus pandemic, and guidelines such as social distancing and masks are very probably going to continue for many years, one of the country's top advisors to the government has said. Professor Ghani's work with Imperial College COVID-19 response teams unlocking roadmap scenarios for England is key to shaping the country's four-stage roadmap out of lockdown planned to end by the 21st of June. Asra Ghani, a professor of infectious disease epidemiology at Imperial College London whose modelling work with Professor Neil Ferguson has been instrumental in the Prime Minister's decisions to lock down, said, "We are early on in this pandemic. It will go on for some years. We may have to take some measures in the long term, and it's likely we could be doing things like social distancing and using face masks indoors into the future depending on how well the vaccine rollout goes. Things could go better, but they may not, as we have to account for things like mutations." The imperial model, which is being used to help unlock Britain, has itself been criticised for failing to account for the effect of the seasons on virus transmission. Studies have shown UV light reduces the infectivity of COVID-19, nor adjusted for the changing nature of the population at risk as a result of the vaccine rollout. However, the use of modeling has come under fierce criticism throughout the pandemic, with some scientists claiming that the government has over-relied on models which do not account for the harms of lockdown and may not include the most up-to-date information on key factors that could change the course of the pandemic. However, Professor Ghani said, "We did look at seasonality. However, we found seasonality has little impact on a large susceptible population early on in a pandemic." She added that the models did adjust to changing data. "We revise internally every time we think there are new things that need incorporating, alongside making necessary changes to the model code which take longer than revising the numbers that are put in, but requests from the UK government come on a schedule that is driven by them. That has varied from 1 to 2 times per week to every 2 to 3 weeks in recent months." Chris Whitty has reasonably said, "We need to measure the impact of unlocking and have time to check what is happening as we have calculated the opening. The data takes a while to feed in from all data sources coming through, and it is hard to see the signal." She added, "We also need to worry about variants in COVID, and by reducing transmission as far as possible, keeping cases low, we will help prevent these." She said it was not the job of modelers to measure lockdown harms. "We are acutely aware of the effect of all the interventions that are happening on people, and we are not involved in that decision making. There could be a separate body to get harms evaluated, but that is not my remit as a scientist."